ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Joey Stephen here from the Provincial Studios in beautiful Cambridge, Ontario. Today we are going to talk about the PNP options in January of 2021. Okay, this is the new year during the COVID period. 2020, the number of intakes in immigration for Canada was very low, and that is because of the COVID. The quotas are increased for 21, 22 and 23, right? So we have a lot of quotas this year. Provinces kept taking people during the COVID period in 2020, and we are seeing provinces continue to take people, right? So this will give you an outline of what happened in 2021 January. Okay, we first start with the province of Manitoba. Manitoba has issued 272 letters of advice to apply under the expression of interest system in the expression of interest draws, which was held on January the 14th, 2021. Okay, among the total of 272 letters of advice to apply, only seven went to skilled workers overseas. 236 of those were sent to skilled workers in Manitoba. That means people who are currently working on temporary status in Manitoba. And the remaining 29 went to international education stream. The score of the lowest ranked candidate to apply under skilled worker overseas was 722, and the score of the lowest ranked candidate to apply under the skilled worker in Manitoba was 461. Keep in mind, these are all Manitoba scores, okay, the Manitoba grid of evaluating for eligibility. Again, Manitoba issued another 218 letters of advice to apply under the expression of interest system in the expression of interest draws held on January the 28th. This was the second draw in January. Among the total of 218 letters of advice to apply, 17 were sent to skilled worker overseas, 178 were sent to skilled worker in Manitoba, and the remaining 23 to the international education stream. Score for the lowest ranked candidate to apply under skilled worker overseas was 681, and the score for the lowest ranked candidate to apply under the skilled worker in Manitoba was 518. Keep in mind, this is the Manitoba evaluation grid. This is not the CRS scores. Okay? Now, we'll come to British Columbia. British Columbia, BC, the BC Provincial Nomination Program invited 168 candidates in January, on January the 5th, under two immigration categories, Express Entry BC and Skills Immigration. Both categories required candidates to register using BC's Skilled Immigration Registration System, which provides eligible candidates with a score based on certain factors, such as their offer of employment, location in BC, education, language ability, and the wage they were offered. On January the 12th, BC invited another 80 candidates who belong to the technology sector under its BC PNP's Tech Pilot program. Invited candidates needed a minimum provincial score of 80. Means BC's score grid. Again, BC Provincial Nominee Program invited 195 candidates on January the 19th under two immigration categories, Express Entry BC and Skills Migration. Both categories require candidates to register using BC's Skilled Immigration Registration System, which provides eligible candidates with a score based on certain factors such as their offer of employment, location in BC, education, language ability, and the wage in the offer letter. The minimum scores for this draw ranged anywhere between 80 and 106 points under the provincial grid, under the BC grid of evaluation. The third, on January the 26th, BC again invited 81 candidates who belong to the technology sector under its BC PNP's Tech Pilot program. Invited candidates needed a minimum provincial score of 80. So BC had 3 picks in January. Now, Saskatchewan. On January the 7th, Saskatchewan invited 385 express entry and occupations in demand candidates to apply for its provincial nomination. They issued 148 invitations to apply under the express entry category, and the score of the lowest ranked candidate was 71. Okay. Saskatchewan, they also issued 237 invitations to apply under the occupations in demand category, and the lowest ranked candidate based on Saskatchewan's points grid was 71. Okay. The next pick, Saskatchewan, on January the 21st. Saskatchewan invited 502 express entry and occupations in demand candidates to apply for its provincial nomination program. They issued 189 invitations to apply under the express entry category. Okay, and the score of the lowest ranked candidate according to the Saskatchewan grid was 77. They issued 313 invitations to apply under the occupation in demand category, and the score of the lowest ranked candidate was 77 according to the Saskatchewan's points grid. Okay, now we are going to the next province, and that was Ontario. On January the 13th, Ontario issued its first immigrant nominee program. They issued notifications of interest to candidates in French-speaking skilled worker and skilled trades scheme. Okay, the first pick was only for French-speaking applicants. A total of 338 skilled trades stream candidates received their NOIs. They needed a CRS score of anywhere between 434 and 460 in order to be invited. The 146 French-speaking skilled worker candidates who received a notification of interest or NOIs in the draw had a CRS score between 456 and 460. They also needed to have a CLB level of at least 7 in French, because they were looking for French-speaking people. Okay, and at least 6 CLB level in English. So they needed 2 CLB levels, French and English, among other eligibility requirements. So we are done with Ontario. Now we'll talk about Prince Edward Island, or PEI. On January the 21st, PEI issued a total of 211 invitations to candidates in all streams, out of which 196 went to the express entry and labor impact candidates. They also issued 15 business impact candidates. In order to be considered for a nomination, express entry candidates must submit a separate expression of interest in the PEI PNP program. Alright, so they had 1 pick in January. Okay, now we'll talk about Nova Scotia. On January the 19th, Nova Scotia has invited express entry candidates who have a primary occupation as a financial officer. Okay, they just wanted 1 category, NOC 1114. Okay, and whose language score was not less than CLB 9. So very high level of language scores. Okay, that was Nova Scotia. And now we'll go to Alberta. Alberta on January 8th, they issued 50 invitations to candidates with minimum CRS score of 406. Okay, they also need to have be in the express entry pool. So that is Alberta, and that is all for the PNP releases for January of 2021. We hope that this year is going to be a much better year than last year, which was very low in the number of immigration intakes, in the total number of cases. Okay, so we hope that this year is going to be better, but we still have to keep our fingers crossed and keep trying. From all of us here at the Polinsys Studios in beautiful Cambridge, Ontario, thanks for watching. Adios.